Taurus family, hello and welcome to your October 2024 tarot forecast. Taurus, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for my Tauran sun, moon, and rising signs. If y'all aren't sure of your moon or your rising sign, you can do a quick internet search for a birth chart calculator. There's also plenty of free astrology apps that'll get you that information, your birth chart info as well, y'all. So Taurans, don't sweat it if you don't catch this video right after I drop it. That's okay. Know that whenever you feel that timing to click and watch or listen, that's the right time for you to receive this message. And I do really hope that there'll be something in this message for my Tauran family. To all the longtime Tauran subscribers, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you all so much for all your likes, your comments, of course, your subscriptions. It really helps this small platform grow. So I'm really, really grateful to all of y'all. And I love hearing from the community. So keep that feedback coming. It really just helps me know how I'm doing, but I just also love hearing from y'all. To all the new subscribers, I know we have quite a few new subscribers, so any new Tauran family, welcome. Know that this is a community here, y'all, so I want to hear from you, and I'm really, really happy that y'all are here. Speaking of community, I am recording this video about a week after Hurricane Helene. Now, the Carolinas are a very special place to my heart. That's where I'm from. So it's been pretty heartbreaking to watch what's going on down there. If y'all just know that I know, many people are asking for donations, and I am going to do that in a second. But even if you can't spare any money right now, send your light, send your love, that positivity. It really does help, right? Like, positive thinking helps, y'all. I can testify to that. So send them your light, send them your love if you can't do, anything else. But there is so much community being shown, like, neighbor helping neighbor, and not even like just our down the street neighbors. I mean, like, out of state neighbors. It has been, despite through a horrible circumstance, a really beautiful coming together of community to watch the response and disaster relief. So my plug for y'all is, if you want to help and you haven't helped yet, I do have a fundraiser linked on my Instagram account, which is my only other social media account. And that link for my Instagram is in my bio, y'all. So you can click that link, head on over to my Instagram, and on my profile page there, you can find the donation, the fundraiser for Hurricane Helene relief. This will be going to the Cajun Navy, which are on the ground, boots on the ground from like day one. Disaster relief from Louisiana. So I really wanted to support more local organizations, people who are there and have been helping. They have they've been doing stuff with mules, with helicopters, ATVs, in order to reach our neighbors in these more far out, mountain towns. So let's support them however we can, y'all. Thank you so much. And of course, if you like what you're seeing over on my Instagram, because there's lots of stuff that doesn't cross over, go ahead and follow me over on Instagram too, y'all. Let's keep growing that family. All right. Taurus, let's talk astrology for October. So we are in the midst of this. If you've been catching my last couple of tarot forecasts for the last few months, I've been letting the family know that the pace is going to be picking up from here to the end of the year. And so we're in the midst of it. It's no more like, get ready for it, it's coming. Like, no, it's here. So if y'all have been watching the news, have maybe been feeling in your own lives, like this pace, these changes are coming in really fast. We have a lot more truths coming to light, a lot of shocking changes and things happening around us. So yeah, we're in the thick of it. It's important right now that we all stay very objective, that we pull back and make sure that we're very good critical thinkers, right, at this time, because there is a paradigm change going on right now, and there is very much a power structure change going on right now as well. And so with an old system dying out, we're going to hear a lot of loudness from that old system as it's on its way out, y'all. So that's what we can expect, I suspect, for the rest of the year. And kind of moving into 2025, but let's focus on where we're at, right? 2024. Also a lot of increase in weather, extreme weather events. I know we are in that time of the year where we have a lot more storms and hurricanes, especially here in the United States. But we have a lot of planetary influence with Neptune and Pisces, a lot of water, a lot of floods, Uranus and Taurus, a lot of storms, earth-related, earth-shaking activity, volcanic activity, earthquake-related activity, tectonic activity is going to be picking up. So I suspect that that will also be increasing throughout the remainder of the year. But getting back to October, we started the month with a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. All right, y'all. So I'm filming this after our solar eclipse. Solar eclipses as well as new moons. I mean, eclipses kick things into gear. We see a lot of materialization of things, movement of situations and things that maybe have felt stagnant for a while. Things really happen, get moving and grooving during an eclipse period. And so this was the final eclipse in this eclipse cycle within the last month, but it was also the final eclipse of 2024. So this eclipse, solar eclipse especially, think back to April. Us here in the US, we had a big, cool, full totality, viewing of that April eclipse in many places here. So that was a bigums. All solar eclipses are pretty powerful. So, but think back to what was happening at that April solar eclipse and that eclipse cycle that might be echoed right now in this early October eclipse cycle wrap up. Because it's in the sign of Libra, we're thinking that this is having to do with a lot of truth and bringing balance into our relationships. Not just romantic, y'all. This could be family, friends, work, boss dynamics. This can be our relationships to ourselves, relationships to the earth and the world around us. I mean, but where are we out of balance? Where are we in balance? And where do we need to speak truth to that imbalance in our relationships? Because we need to be tidying that up. And that might have been highlighted around this new moon solar eclipse, because new moons are all about fresh starts, new beginnings, stepping onto a new path, having just culminated an old cycle with our full moon. Then on the 9th of October, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which is all about communication, technology, innovation, ideas, thoughts, constant thoughts and chatter, right? And Jupiter is the expander planet, the giver of gifts and luck, but it expands everything, both good and bad. So be careful what we put our minds on. We might see around that time some issues with communication, some expansion of the wrong types of communication. So be very, again, critical thinkers as we hear things from those in power around this time, because then on the 11th of October, we have Pluto stationing direct in the sign of Capricorn. Now, this is a big deal because Pluto is about to move into the sign of Aquarius. It changes signs not super frequently, Pluto. So whenever Pluto changes signs, this is about that paradigm shift. We are shifting away from power consolidated at the top, power of the few. This is concerning, again, Pluto power, Capricorn power, but governmental power, top-down power structures. And we are moving into Pluto and Aquarius, which is all about power, and Aquarius, justice and community to the people. So this is going to be a really interesting period, like I said, where these power structures that have been in control for as long as I can remember, right, are now really shifting into a community-oriented kind of power dynamic. It's not so much top-down anymore. We realize all the problems that have come with that. Trickle-down don't work, right? And so we are thinking that we need to have more of a horizontal, latitudinal spread of power for many, for us, for the community, for equity, for balance, for justice. Wow. So that next week, at the time of my filming this, next week is going to get really spicy, y'all. I mean, mark your calendars because that period between the 9th and the 11th of October, all the outer planets are going to be retrograde. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. And so when they're stationing direct and retrograde, those days around there get extra, like a little extra friction. We see a little extra excitement, razzle dazzle, if you will, on those days. So I suspect this coming week, depending on when you catch this reading, but that week of like the 9th to the 11th is going to be extra. So mark your calendars. On the 17th of October, just after that, we have a full moon in Aries. So what do we need to wrap up with our ego self that's been blocking us? It's great to, think for oneself, to be independent, and there can be a good iteration of the word selfish because you have to take care of this first before you can help anyone else, right? So in that way, I'm like, selfish can be a good thing, but of course there's the flip side to the word as well. But this is all about, like, what do we need to wrap up with our ego self that's been blocking us? Because again, we're moving into the more and more into this age of Aquarius, right? With Pluto moving into Aquarius in November fully for the next 20 odd years or so. This is really about a shift away from I and into we. On the 22nd of October, Scorpio season begins. So we got kind of a banger of a month for October, and it ain't slowing down, y'all. So I'm going to try and put out also a a separate video, let's say, about the astrology of October, hoping that I can get that out. We'll see, y'all. All right. Really quick, one note I forgot to mention about that fundraiser. I'm not sure if I've been having some difficulty with donating. So if y'all do head over to my Instagram and try and donate to the Hurricane Helene Relief fundraiser that I have on my page, please let me know. Come back here and comment, or of course, send me a DM or a message, a comment on Instagram, and let me know if you are having issues donating, because I have. And I want to make sure that any issues are cleared up so we can get that fundraiser going and we can get those resources and those donations to the people that need it on the ground. All right, y'all? Okay, that's it. Taurans, thank you for rocking with me through that initial message. But like I tell all the signs, I think it's really important we understand a little bit of the astrology, the bigger planetary elements that are affecting all of us right now at an individual level and collectively. And boy, are we seeing a lot of shifts in both. So here you are coming into October. Ooh, Taurans. This is about your coven, your closest of close, celebrating your community. Wow, what did we just talk about? On the heels of what I just said, right? Very much an Aquarian energy. So 3 of Cups is where my Taurans are leading into the month. Yeah, like y'all been getting social, but getting social with the right peeps. Those that you trust completely, that is a judgment-free zone. Those with which this is like your coven. So leaning into your community. Good for y'all, Taurus. Excellent. There's a lot here about, is there? Let me just see. Maybe not as much as I thought. I don't know. I guess, yeah, that's the really big community element of your reading. And the energy that's really affecting and surrounding my Taurans right now is this 4 of Pentacles energy coming into October. So some of my Taurans might be holding on to their resources and not so quick to let their resources go. Maybe a little frugal at the moment. But that's okay. Being wise with your money is never a bad thing, Taurans. And you are an earth sign, fixed earth sign. So I know that y'all can spend, but I also know that a lot of my Taurans have the capability to be very balanced with their money. But from the ground up, from your grounding to your heart center to your crown, it's all about your resources. And you're holding on to them right now. You're being very wary with how you're letting those resources go. Because at the base of the reading this month for my Taurans is this Queen of Pentacles energy. You haven't gotten to the space, Taurus, of being able to be in your garden of delights, so to speak, your Garden of Eden, so to speak, without sacrifice. It's taken not spending all your resources as they come into you. You've had to be very calculated. And so at the base, like a lot of my Taurans right now, again, with that 3 of Cups starting you off, you are really in this kind of abundance zone where you are appreciating all that you have around you. So this isn't really like, this is like appreciating what you got and knowing when you need to spend and when you don't. And that has led you to this wonderful space where you can just sit in abundance and appreciate all that you have worked for and know that you got this. It's softening a lot of my Taurans, the stability that they've brought into their lives. This is about also very much a compassionate card. Could be a maternal, feminine, earth sign energy. So maybe a Tauran, Capricorn, or Virgo affecting the situation. Maybe a mother at the base. But I think for a lot of my Taurans, again, this is you really like focusing on your resources. That's where you've been at. And you've reached like a really stable place where you can really enjoy and create, but not frivolously. You can be with community. You've lightened your load where you can start allowing other things back into your life. And that's because, again, you've been very smart with your resources, Taurus. And it hasn't, excuse me, it has not been without anxiety and sleepless nights. This is in the past for my Taurans. Good riddance. Because you don't need to take on every single problem ever. And again, that's the peace that you're bringing yourself. You know which problems are yours. You know which problems are not. And you're only taking on that which you can. Like you got a very good awareness of what your capabilities are and your boundaries now. Because you've been here for so much of the past, the recent past. And you need to trust, like, again, when your mind is flurrying with anxiety, I don't know if you can quite see this, but the blanket is filled with roses and also the signs of the zodiac and the planetary bodies, all the planets. So again, like, you need to trust that the universe has got you, that spirit has got you. And I think that those of you that have been leaning into your spiritual development, which this, going back to the astrology, we have Saturn in Pisces right now. So very much a pull to get friendly with our spiritual side, develop our spiritual understanding. And that's released a lot of these sleepless nights, this anxiety. Not to mention the stability that you've brought yourself, again, with that Queen of Pentacles. Crowning this reading for my Taurans this month is an energy of resting. You've been working and grinding hard, Taurans. A lot of y'all have been through the muck. I'm not sure what kind of time stamp to put on it, like a couple of months, 6 months, year, couple of years. Like, my Taurans have been feeling it. It's been trials and tribulations for y'all. And so you're finding that, again, the importance of understanding rest for your mind. Swords, right? 4 of Swords. You don't have to take on everybody's problem, every single problem. You understand how to, like, block things out now, right? What gets priority when. Oof. And rest. That's my Taurans. Y'all know how important rest is. It's sacred. It's not, rest is not a luxury. All right? It's necessary. And for so many reasons. But again, I mean, I'm not even going to go into it, but definitely for that spiritual development. Coming up in the future, like late October, my Taurans are freaking working, hustling. You are honing your craft. Whatever my Taurans are working on, again, like, you've found that solid footing. You're leaning into your community. You're being wise with your money right now, not being too quick to let it go. And you've moved beyond this period of carrying all your problems right up at the front of your mind, where it's just literally blocking you from getting any sort of rest. Because here, here's what's crowning you. That rest is here. Some of my Taurans actually might, got to go back to that, because some of my Taurans might have actually gotten sick. I know COVID has been going around a lot more again. But some of my Taurans, this is rest. This might also be sickness. For some of my Taurans, again, we stress ourselves out enough. That wears down our immune system. Mind, body, and spirit are all connected, y'all. When we run ourselves ragged with stress, we see it exhibit physically. And for some of my Taurans, that just might exhibit as extreme exhaustion, fatigue. Again, maybe sickness, change of the seasons for all of us. So that's always, transitions are always a little bumpy, right? Whether that's seasonal or wherever else the transition may lay. So that's not deterring my Taurans, though, from taking, again, that rest they need, finding that, bringing themselves back to that stability and balance, because now y'all got a taste of it. Y'all know what that feels like. Y'all have leaned, I'm sorry, I keep holding that up and I haven't even spoken to it. Y'all know what that stability and balance feels like with this Queen of Pentacles now. You've connected, and your community is strong with you. So you are feeling so secure to know that you can take the break that you need, and then you're going to get right back to work when you're feeling better. 8 of Pentacles. And this is like working it out till it's perfect. You're not accepting anything less than perfection, Taurus. I would, duh. Duh, I would totally expect nothing less than that from my Taurans. Absolutely. Get it. So what are my Taurans materializing right now? What are y'all working on? If y'all can speak to it, again, don't jinx it, but throw me some comments. Like, what are some cool things? Are y'all working on some stuff? Even just like yeah, I'm working on stuff. Awesome. Make it work, Taurus. Make it work. Here you are, here and now, Taurans. 6 of Pentacles. So this is the card of generosity. Again, I know there's a lot of people in need right now. Some of my Taurans might even be those people. But this is about bringing balance. Again, thinking back to our solar eclipse that we had last week in Libra. Balance to your resources. Again, holding on to it has allowed you not only to bring yourself stability, but then where you can give to others. Because I know a lot of my Tauran fam are very much a humanitarian family, community. All right? Y'all might also be needing to receive a little bit of help right now as you're working. Again, maybe for those of you who like this money, this is like, I'm lacking resource. I got to hold on to everything I have because I don't have a lot coming in. I'm not sure where the next piece, is coming from. Yeah, well, here it is. Someone's going to come and help you out. Balance. And know, Taurus, that it's okay to receive help. You provide help and assistance to a lot of others. So receive it. Take it for once. With gratitude, of course. But there you are right now, right in the kind of the here and now. So again, you might be in this state of sharing your resources with others who are in need. Or perhaps some of my Taurans need a community, right? 3 of Cups. There you are with your community. You need some support, some help. And these are material resources. You need help with something materially. And other people are noticing that you are you're juggling and balancing a couple of different things when it comes to your resources. You got a lot of pentacles in this reading, Taurans. So your mind is definitely on your money, your resources, your stability. How are you bringing that into your life? How are you maintaining it in your life so that you can launch off and have the freedom to do other things? This is about kind of the juggle between 2 specific things right now. Work and family, you know. I am sorry, I'm not at a loss for other examples, but right, like, yeah, everything relates to like family and relationship dynamics, but this is definitely like you are having your mind on kind of juggling and having to think about a decision between two different things that are going to affect your material surroundings. And you know that everything's kind of up and bumpy right now, but again, you're kind of trusting in the universe. You know that choices are a part of life, Taurus. And I think a lot of you have been through the ringer the last however long, like I said, whether that be months, years. But that means that you've had the opportunity through that discomfort to learn a lot of lessons, haven't we, Taurus family? Yes. So there you are. It's like you're kind of, you know that the choices come, and like you're kind of happily juggling them or working on a couple of different things right now. You're not in this space anymore because, again, this is in the past where you're stressing about these choices. And other people see that with you. They see you kind of having to you're kind of focused on two things right now that are kind of interlinking in your life. But that was, in the way that people are seeing my Taurans. So literally like just juggling a little bit of their resources. Their focus is on a couple of different things. Specifically, like, it's not, your focus isn't all over the place. It's on like two things for a lot of my Taurans. This or that, right? Or this and that. Hopes and fears are wielding this new energy that you've received, that you've found for yourself, that you've grounded yourself in, Taurus. It's like familiar but unfamiliar energy for a lot of my Taurans. It's like it's been so long since you felt this refreshing new burst of creativity, of fiery inspiration, that you're not quite sure how to handle it. Because you're like, it's been a while. But don't forget, you don't forget how to ride a bike, right? Maybe you're a little rusty, just a teensy wobblies, but overall, you don't forget, you got it. So your hopes and fears are like, am I going to wield this new energy, these new opportunities even that are presenting themselves, maybe through your some of them through your close community, some opportunities are coming through, right? Maybe some energy to move for some of my Taurans. Like you're a little, as with any unknown, we're like, how is it going to be? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Are we juggling? But I think a lot of my Taurans are willing to lean into trusting the universe and trusting their gut. When you're not sure, Taurus, just kind of check in on your paths. Like, which paths are you thinking about doing? Think about, okay, how does taking this path make me feel? Okay, how does taking this path make me feel? And then take the one that feels better. Doesn't mean it has to feel good, but there's going to be one that feels better than the other. So then the answer is clear. But we do so much work at like making everything so tricky and avoidant. But we really, if we just cut out all the mental clutter, let the energy flow freely, we would be able to receive that, trust that insight. We already receive it. It's just kind of knowing, because you're like, that's that lip biting, like, I know what I got to do, but I don't want to do it. All right, but y'all, you have a beautiful new opportunity. Something very much aligning my Taurus with like their higher purpose and self. Because there's a big push with the greater energies right now for all of us as a humanity to either like align at a higher frequency, more based in love, light, compassion, or be left at the lower, I guess. So it's like, it's an interesting time for us collectively. Final messages for my Taurus. We actually have a couple cards, 5 of Swords and King of Wands. So again, I actually want to get a little bit of clarity on this for you, Taurus, but you need to be mindful about, again, like thoughts are in the head. Someone might be trying to take from your mental well-being, might be trying to pull like a power play with you, maybe a boss. So just be aware of that this month. There might be some losses. Again, like they might have more resources than you. So just be mindful about if you're going up against anyone rather powerful. One of the message for some of my Taurus is that like they have the resources to win it right now, but like win the battle, not the war. So it'll take tact. This is also about tact and using, you know, doing things maybe a little more slyly, which maybe doesn't work out so great for everyone, right? In the end, if you're kind of gotta do what you gotta do mentality. So this is very much for some of my Taurans watching. This is kind of like a heads up for maybe a boss or a male figure, maybe a fire sign, older male figure. So that's what, Leo, Sag, and Aries. That could be causing y'all some trouble this month. Taking from your mental stability. So, but remember, you've come a long way, Taurans. You know how to keep that balance. For others, this is a little bit more about be mindful of that which takes from your mental well-being, and you need to remember to step into this new energy with confidence, and you got to take the lead, Taurus. Show Spirit what you want, and then Spirit will provide. But you got to drop any expectations about what you think it's going to look like, because it never comes how it's going to look. I want to do one quick clarification card for this, just to get a little bit more info. Okay, so they're, oh, interesting. Queen of Swords came out as well for this final message for my Taurans. So again, you have this Queen of Swords, this King of Wands, and this Five of Swords, which is, fives are all about kind of like struggle, right? Difficulty, like the hard part of the lesson, the bumps along the road. So I would be very mindful. It could be a female or a male, female air sign, someone who's very sharp mentally. Their words are sharper than their actions, than the sword. It could also be a feminine female air sign energy. So that would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Might be affecting this situation. So again, if you're faced with any sort of confrontation this month with anyone, maybe any legal challenges, like, I don't know, Taurus, you're going up against some pretty powerful people. So just be mindful of that. I'm not going to give any kind of legal advice, but that's not, that's just kind of what I'm picking up from like these two. Again, we got a king and a queen, so I'm thinking bosses. Like maybe there's also just kind of a power play at work for some of my Taurans. Conversely, if it's not this work related, because I know this is a general reading, this queen can also indicate to my Taurans that it is time to, again, cut the bullshit and the ties with all the emotional crap, get to the truth of the matter, so that you can move forward in the right ways, using your energy in the right ways. There's going to be things afoot this month I'm picking up that will try and take your mental well-being. Don't let it. That doesn't mean you have to battle it down. It just means there are always ways to maybe evade if need be. Right? So use that higher self intuitive sense this month, Taurus, all right? Because you have been working so hard on bringing yourself this stability in your physical world around you, and you're not going to lose it. Not my Taurans. Stubborn. You're going to hold on to that shit. So just heads up, there might be some interesting energies and power players at play this month. But know that you can also get a little sneaky and do what you got to do to get around it. Got to game the system sometimes, right? All right. So Taurans, sending you so much love. Please come back and check out this reading mid-end of the month to see how it hit. And definitely leave me some comments and let me know how this reading resonated for you this month, Taurans. Sending y'all so much love for October. Bye, y'all.